Guys, what's up? It's Justin Marc. I'm out here with my good friend,
Bradicus.
And it's cool because Brad actually released a video a couple years ago talking about Tinder. And this video is actually really interesting to me because I didn't really get too much results on Tinder. I didn't really use Tinder that much. And when I saw how consistent Brad was with Tinder and how many incredible, intimate experiences he was getting, if you know what I'm saying, intimate. Well, guys, it really convinced me to start using Tinder again. And I didn't know where to start because I was in LA. I wasn't really getting any matches. And again, I'm a 5'4" Indian. But right now I've got 3,300 matches on Tinder as of putting out this video. So guys, highly recommend you watch this video to the end. If you like it, go ahead and check out Brad's channel.
Link in the description below. Just click it and check out my channel. I have many videos about Tinder as well.
Awesome content.
Yeah.
Brad's channel is called Day Game Seduction. I've known Brad for years. He's one of the best men's dating coaches in the world. He's an extremely intelligent individual, and he understands human communication at such a fine-tuned level. So guys, if you do want to get better Tinder results, watch this video. Tons of free value in this. This is going to help you skyrocket your success. And I also want to announce, this is an official announcement, that Brad and we are actually releasing a course in July 2020 called Online Seduction. We've been working on this for months now, and it's going to be coming out in July. Really excited to launch this. It is such a powerful course. It's pretty much the be-all and end-all of learning online dating.
Literally, if you like what's in this, if you like what's in this video, you're gonna love what's gonna be in Online Seduction, because it's gonna be like this video, but times like 100, times 1,000. It's gonna be on steroids.
Guys, if you are a young man who's single and likes girls, likes going dates, even during coronavirus quarantine, and you like having a cool social life, dating life, and just an interesting, like, even intimate experiences, having lots of interesting intimate experiences with different people, well, this video is for you, so make sure to watch the end, because this is going to be an awesome Tinder guide where Brad talks about how to absolutely crush it on Tinder. But then also make sure to go onlineseduction.com, online-seduction.com, and sign up for a free email list. This product will be out in July. We're going to email you tons of free information, free guides, free tips that's going to help you get more dates, get more results. So guys, enjoy the video. We'll see you in a bit.
What up, guys? Bradicus here, coming at you from Chiang Mai here in Thailand. And today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to make your Tinder profile fucking amazing. How to start killing it on Tinder and possibly getting laid every single night. You'll start flaking on girls. You'll start to have the abundance you want. Now, let me tell you about what I used to think about Tinder. When I used to use Tinder, I didn't get any results from it. I was probably using it for a few years. I didn't have a single date, and obviously not having a single date led to no results at all, leading to no sex. And the problems I had when I first used Tinder is I used to think that I was already in the mindset that wasn't going to work, so I didn't put my best photos up, and I didn't even know what the best photos were. My profile description was bad. I was not paying for the services. When you pay for Tinder, it works a lot better. And also I wasn't optimizing the settings to the best I could as well. And the other mistake I was making that was huge was I was trying to text game hard. When you try to use text game on Tinder, it doesn't work very well. I'll talk about more of that later. So first, I want to go through a series of things. We're going to talk about these different things while we're talking about Tinder, so you guys can completely kill it. We're going to talk about Tinder Gold. We're going to talk about the paid services. Yeah, Tinder Gold, super likes, boosts. We're going to talk about your profile description. We can talk about your photos, which is probably the most important one. We're going to talk about optimizing your Tinder profile apart from those things as well. We're going to talk about the location of your Tinder. We're going to talk about how to screen quickly, that's in the text, how to text properly on Tinder and how simple it actually is, when to get them off the app and how quickly you should get them off the app, and then how to deal with the date, and then how much sex can you expect from Tinder. And then I'm going to talk about ways you can optimize your Tinder profile by testing it with your friends and testing it with women on the actual Tinder app in a way that's actually going to give you a statistical advantage. It's going to give you an actual advantage that's proven and you show with data rather than people's opinion. So let's get into the video. Hey. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. Did you already ask him about my location? You're so crazy. Oh, you're good.
I'm thinking about just running away from this girl and meeting the other girl because I don't want to ditch her unless I just run away. I'm thinking about this. Okay. Okay.
Are you running away? Scan my fingerprint, it shows me
It doesn't.
in Russian.
Sawadee ka. How are you? That's right, you're not used to hugging.
Huh?
I went to hug you, but you're not used to it. Yeah? So I think Thai people are nicer than Chinese.
I think Asians.
Okay. Perfect. It's normal. Thank you. Doesn't this confuse you? Photogenic? I don't know. I don't know if you actually are. And this one? Cheers. How are you? How are you, Missy? 100. Yes, okay. If you charge 100, we go. Keep. Okay, very close. Okay. See you soon. Good.
Thank you. My sister, she lives in.
You laugh and do it, yeah?
No.
Okay, good.
Your room?
Yeah.
I look like a blind person. And the people are racist, like the Chinese are so racist.
Хорошо. How are you?
We're here to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
So, let's go.
This is interesting. Is this all you're wearing, or is there like more to it? This is the banana, and you need to go like this. Can you imagine that?
Not sex teacher. I'm a sexy teacher.
Oh, okay.
Sexy.
Just come.
Hello.
Let's get up. Sorry, cup. So, cup.
What is it?
Ladies first. Cheers. Sorry, cap. Sorry, cap. What's this one called? Oh, there you are. I was wondering what side you're on.
Oh, okay.
Look, I'm sweating. Oh my god.
It's okay. And I was like, okay, bitch, I will. Yeah.
Oh, how cool is that?
Whoa, crazy.
Yeah, they don't have that in Australia. Now everyone's pissed off.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, cup. So let's first talk about Tinder Gold. Now, there used to be something called Tinder Plus, there's the basic Tinder, and there's Tinder Gold. So with the basic Tinder, all you basically do to get other people to like you back is you have to keep swiping and swiping and swiping. The problem with this is there's a limited amount of swipes, and you only get one super like. So there's a limited amount of swipes, and after you use all those swipes, you can't do any more, and that takes a lot of time. To actually swipe with those people might take a certain amount of time, and that could be a waste of time. And you can pay for Tinder Gold or Tinder Plus. And Tinder Plus, you get the added addition of having an infinite amount of likes and an extra amount of super likes and some other additions. But what you really want is Tinder Gold, because this is the feature you will need when you have a good Tinder profile. Is when you have Tinder Gold, you don't even need to swipe people. As soon as a girl likes you or super likes you or whatever, you are notified straight away, and you can decide whether to like them back or not. And the problem is swiping yes on everyone, or going through all the girls and liking them, is if you swipe yes on everyone, Tinder lowers your score, so to speak, because it thinks you have no standards, it thinks you like everyone, and what it would do in the algorithm is show you to less hot girls, and you won't get the matches you want, and it won't even show you to as many girls in general, so you'll get less matches because you're swiping so much. If you buy Tinder Gold, it will automatically boost you up because you're paying for the app. Unfortunately, that's the way it is, and it's not that much money, because if you're getting any results from Tinder, any amount of results a month, you're probably going to be paying more on the date than you're going to be paying for the Tinder service itself. So it's not that big a deal as long as it's actually working for you. So this is going to be about how to actually get it to work for you. Other addition of Tinder Gold that's really good is you can change your location, so you can run tests like I did in different cities. Also, if you're going to a different city, you can change your location to that city a few days before, so you can organize dates before you even get there. That's what you can do on Tinder Gold. Another thing you can do is you get 5 super likes. And 5 super likes, when you use super like, you get a higher chance of matching with that girl. I'll talk about more super likes. And you also get 1 free boost a month. You want to be using more than that, ideally, if you want to be getting a lot of super quality matches, but that's an advantage of it as well. So yeah, Tinder Gold is very important. I suggest you guys at least try it out for a few months to see if it works for you. The next thing I want to talk about is the boosts, and this is probably the most efficient function I've found thus far, the Tinder Boost. Now, first we have to talk about when you should use a boost and what you can use the boost for. But basically what the boost is when you use a boost, it puts your profile more prevalent in your location. So if your location is maybe 30 kilometers around you, the girls in that location, you'll be popping up for that 30 minutes of the boost. The boost lasts for 30 minutes. You choose the boost. For that 30 minutes, your profile is 10 times more likely to show up on a girl's profile when she's swiping, or maybe 20 times, maybe 30 times, maybe 5 times, depending on how good your photos are. But the way you add to this and compound to the effect is on Tinder, there's certain times of the day which people swipe more on. So when you use Boost, you're getting that as well, but you compound it onto that time of the day. So the best time is actually 9 p.m. at night when people are swiping the most. That's when they're lonely, they're not doing much, and they're thinking of their love life being shit and stuff, so they're more likely to be swiping. And if you compound that with the boost, you're gonna get 3 times 10, you're gonna get 30, you know what I mean? If you did it at one time, if you did it at the middle of the day, you might get the 1 times, you get 10 times more matches. If you do it at 9 p.m, you get 30 times more matches, and that compounds to like an extreme amount of matches. Tinder Boost tends to work a lot better in cities that are big, like cities of more than millions of people, because there's so many people, you're getting so many options. Now, what I suggest you guys do is I suggest you buy 10 boosts and you'll get a discount for them, and then maybe once a week you can use your boost, or twice a week, or depending how much free time you have. So sometimes I was using a boost every single day, and I was getting opportunities to go with like maybe 8 different girls on each day with dates, and I could pick the best one, or the best one that would most likely lead to sex, you know, that kind of thing. So Tinder Boost is something that's super amazing. I think it's the most, in terms of the efficiency of money to results, Tinder Boost is the best for results to money ratio. Tinder Super Likes, let's talk about that. So the good thing about Tinder Super Likes is it gives you a high chance to match a particular girl. The disadvantage is it's quite expensive for buying them in bulk or buying them separately. But the good thing is you get 5 of them every day if you have Tinder Gold, which is a little bit, but if you want more, it's actually quite expensive, and it's nowhere near as cost effective as buying a boost. But the good thing about it is you can be very particular with the girls you super like, and you're more likely to match them. So if you are the kind of guy that's really, 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 really picky, and it's like 1 in 200 girls you want, super like is going to be really advantageous. If you want just 7s and 8s, 9s, and you're getting good quality matches with girls already, Boost is way better. What you'll notice is when you start using the Boost and the Super Likes is it will tell you how you got that match. It'll tell you if you got it from Tinder Gold, if it tell you if you got it from the original Tinder where you've been swiping, it'll tell you if you got it from Super Like, it'll tell you if you got it from Boost. And if you've been getting most of your matches from Boost or Super Likes or whatever, start buying more of that. So I found that I got all of my quality matches from Boost, and every now and then I'll get one from Super Like, but nowhere near as much. And Super Likes cost so much more than Boost. For what I get out of a Super Like, it costs maybe 10 times more than for what I get out of a Boost. So I would suggest you use the Boost more, but If you really are particular and you want that little extra chance of meeting that girl that you really want to like you back, use the super like, it will help. But there are so many hot girls on Tinder that if you're not fussed what hot girl you're going to date with, it's just a hot girl, Boost is better. If you want that exact type of girl that's that, you know, you look at her description and she's like the kind of girl that is more likely to go for a threesome, or the kind of girl that's more likely to be bi, or that kind of girl that's really particular kind of girl, super like's really good for that. If you want, you know, only German girls, you can just super like them. But if you're just looking for hot girls, Boost will work way better. So now let's talk about your Tinder photos. These are probably the most important thing other than actually paying for Tinder itself. So paying for Tinder itself is probably one of the biggest advantages in using Boost. And photos obviously are your default thing. If you don't have good photos, even if you're paying for the service, people are going to see like your really shitty photo and never swipe on you. It's only going to be the low quality girls that swipe on everyone, or the prostitutes, or the people you don't want, or the bots, right? So you first got to get your photos sorted. Your first photo has to clearly show who you are. You want to be showing your eyes, you want to be looking not scary, you want to be looking happy, smiling, or safe. You just want to look pleasant in your first photo and look interesting and a little bit different. So the best way you can do that is to take a professional photo, maybe a good background where you look actually good. Maybe you can Photoshop it if you want, but you don't have to if you have a really good quality camera, and you want it about from the top of your head to here. The girl has to know you're not faking anything, you don't have anything to hide, and she has to know that you're safe. And you want a really good photo of yourself, so you want good lighting. You want to use a good camera, DSLR camera preferably, and that's good. So you use your first profile picture, something like that, and I'll show you guys what one I used. And I used a lot of tests. So for my photos, I tested them by asking my Instagram audience what they thought of a series of photos. I showed them like 30 or 40 photos. I got the best ones from them. And funnily enough, I had like maybe 1,000 people voting on them, so I had a pretty diverse amount of people voting on them. But this was the thing, there were guys voting on my photos, and is that an indication of what a girl's going to think? And not only that, the guys that are voting on my photos are PUA guys. So there's a pickup guy that probably uses Tinder more often actually. They're the guys that go out and do Tinder and try to get laid more, so maybe they have a better idea. A lot of girls, if you ask them, they have this prejudice of what they say they want and say they think they want, but what they actually want is different. So you might actually ask a girl's opinion, oh, is this a good Tinder profile? And she's like, oh, you look like an asshole there. No, I don't like it. But if she was actually swiping on the app, is that how she would be thinking then? And the pickup guys know this. I would say they probably do. So I asked them and I got the numbers right. And I actually changed my Tinder profile. The highest percentage photo that people voted on was the first. The second one was the second. The third one was the third one. And I just did it like that to optimize it the best I could. And I was like, well, maybe guys don't have the best opinion, and maybe I want the actual real data of what is the amount of girls that swipe on those photos. That is the real data. I want to know for sure that's working. So what I did is I boosted each photo that I could put as my first picture at the same time each consecutive day, doing it at the peak time at 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. with these photos, putting the boost on, seeing how many matches I got. What you can do is in Tinder Gold, it tells you how many people liked you on your Tinder Gold. It gives you a number of how many people like you, and I just record that number down. The next day I did it with my next picture, record that number, and then I did it a few more times to know there wasn't any other variables, and what I found was the exact same results. What the guys told me was exactly what the girls thought. Now, my best photo was a photo of me in a blue picture, looking into the distance. I look very kind of like free-spirited there. My second best picture was a picture of me looking kind of smug, a little bit aggressive, in a red leather jacket. My third best picture was a photo that looked really real, and it's like a really good quality picture of my real face. That's what the results showed with the guys and the girls. Now these are the results. With the boost, with the best picture I got 120 or more matches. With the red one, the second best I got about 90, with the other one I got about 80 or 70. And if I used any other picture, I'd get a tremendously low amount. Some of them got me 20 matches, some of them got me 30 matches, but no way near as good as these. So this just shows you your pictures are so important. One picture could get you 150 matches with a boost. Another picture might get you 10. That is the crazy difference of it. So it's in your best interest to optimize your photos. So that's your first picture. Clear photo of yourself, look safe, look happy, you can see your eyes, you can see your lips, and if you look bad, try to make yourself look better in that photo the best you can with the lighting and tools you have available. Now, with the rest of your photos, this is where you can start to play into it a bit. A girl can see your first photo and be interested and look at the rest of your photos. Now this is when you have a chance to captivate her. In the next photos, you can show the girl about your life. So you want to show her about you traveling. Clear photos of you having fun and traveling are really good. Photos of you being around other people and being a cool, fun, sociable guy. That could mean you have girls around you that aren't your girlfriend. This is a problem. If you have a picture with you with a girl and it looks like you're with her, the girl won't like that. If you have a picture of you and a girl and the girl's interested in you, but it's not clear if you're together or it's clear you're not together, that's better. If the girl looks like she's into you but you're not necessarily into her, that's a very good value picture for your Tinder. Photos of you with a bunch of guys where it shows that you're the leader. So I have a photo where I'm doing a speech in front of an audience. This shows I'm the leader of men. That's a very good quality picture to have, and I put that on my Tinder profile. A photo of you doing something fun, some cool activities. Or you could have a photo of you looking into the distance with like some mountains behind you. That shows you like traveling. Then you want to have some other clear photos of yourself. So you just have a face shot like this. You want to have a full body shot that shows that you are not fat and the girl has a good idea of your body. And any other like things you want to show the girl you do, like guitar, whatever, like maybe some animal photos, whatever it is, you want to put them in, but you don't want to put the photo in for the sake of putting the photo. If it looks like you took the photo for the sake of putting it on Tinder, it's really bad. If it looks like you naturally caught that moment, moment in that picture, and it looks real, that's better for Tinder. So that's how I'll talk about doing the pictures, and you can test them on Tinder. You can ask your friends. You can also buy a subscription to a photo tester where people go onto that and get their photos tested, but in return they test your photos, and you could do it that way as well. Or if you have a big audience like I do on my Instagram, you could just do a poll on your Instagram post like I did, get what everyone thinks about all your photos, and it works so fucking well. Literally, before I optimized my profile, I thought what I thought were the best photos and what my friends have thought were the best photos. And my friends are supposedly the best pickup guys in the world, right? But everyone has their flaws and everyone has their prejudices. And I put them up, and then I changed my photos according to what everyone thought on average. Just the average results of what everyone thought, including the girls, and my results went up by 2 times 3 more. 2 to 3 times more just from that, and I really thought it was the best. So that's the advantage of doing a statistical trial on your photos. To put the best photos you can up, do some trials on your photos, you're going to do amazing. Now with your profile description. When I've been traveling, the best thing I can put in my profile description is something that catches the girl's attention and makes her ask questions. So I say in there, you're either going to love or hate me. The girls always ask questions about that. It gets them to text me first. That's pretty good. Also, it's kind of annoying because the girls shit text me about it, but it's also fun because it gets the girls to text me as well, and it can make the conversation more playful. Other things to put in your profile description is put your height in there, because girls sometimes don't know your height. Your photos could be so amazing, but the girl doesn't know how tall you are. So if you're a tall guy, whatever you have to your advantage you can't get from your pictures, put in there. So your height, put that in there. Put your nationality in there if you're traveling, if girls might like your nationality. And if you're traveling and you want to go for the girls that aren't traveling that live there, put in there that you live in that particular city, and then just type in some interesting things about yourself in your profile. Don't make it look like you're selling yourself. So now let's talk about different cities with Tinder. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. If you're in a Western country where most people are white, and you're a white guy, and you're whatever, Tinder's not quite as good. You can still use it, you just have to be fucking smart. You have to have the best photos, you have to use the features the best you can, you have to optimize it, like I said, the best you can, and then you'll get some matches. A moderate amount of matches. If you go to a city where there's a lot of white people traveling to, a lot of white people live there, but it's predominantly not a white country, like Asia, then you're going to do so much better. So the city I'm thinking of right now, or the country I'm thinking of, is Asia. Now, these are the rules. The bigger the city, the better it is for Tinder. The more different you are, the better it is for Tinder. So if you're a white man in Asia, you have an advantage. If you're in a big city, you have an advantage. Now, these are the worst places to use Tinder, where you have crappy photos, you're a white guy, and you're in a white city, there's nothing interesting about you, you have a crappy profile, and you're in a small country town where there's maybe 1,000 people. Tinder will not work. So don't even worry about it if you're there. You might meet 1 or 2 girls. I guess the advantage there is the girls on Tinder themselves won't have many matches, so they'll be more inclined to want to meet up with you because they themselves won't have an abundance of men because there's so little men and women in the city. But you won't have many options, they won't have many options. But when you come to a city like Bangkok, there's over 8 million people. And then you get your Tinder profile sorted out and you make it look really good. Even if you don't make it look good, you're going to get more matches than you normally would, because if you're a white guy in Asia, especially in the bigger city, even compounding that effect, so many matches are going to come to you. So you're going to get obviously a lot of Thai girls in Bangkok getting on your Tinder because, you know, maybe we're seen as cooler, we're seen as higher value because we're white. Some of them want to get money, some of them prostitute, you know, whatever it is. But then there's the white girls as well, and you actually can match with them as well. Funnily enough, you just need to look kind of good. And the reason why you're going to even match with white girls more than you might match them in a different city that's the city you're from is because the white girls that live here are sick of certain things. They're sick of certain elements about the guys there. And if you show that you don't have those, immediately you have an advantage. So if you're a white guy in Bangkok and you say you live there, also the white girls that live in Bangkok are gonna want to match you straight away, and you're gonna put that in the description. Also, they're gonna be sick maybe of the Asian guys there, so you're gonna have an advantage of being white as well. And when you talk to them, you want to make it clear that you're in the same circumstances as them. I'm going to talk about this in the texting, but that's the way you would use that. When you go to a smaller city, like Chiang Mai, I'm here in Chiang Mai at the moment, 180,000 people, I figured out when I used the boost here, I got about 8 likes from the boost, which is really not many. When I did it in Bangkok, I got over 100. But what I did notice here is I get heaps of likes passively. So every day I have about 30 likes without using any features. Without using any paid features, I get about 30 likes from doing nothing. And a lot of them are hot white girls. So the good thing about a smaller city is girls will like you automatically because there's so little amount of people in that city. It's when someone new comes in, they'll automatically come up on their profile because they've already swiped on everyone else because there's not many people there. So as soon as you come in, heaps of girls will see you straight away. If you're in a bigger city, there's so many people coming in, there's so many people there already, they couldn't realistically go through them all. So when you come in, you won't get as many likes. But if you use the paid feature like Tinder Boost, you'll get so much more because there's so many more people seeing your profile in that radius. So keep this in mind. If you're in a big city, Tinder Boost. The boost is so effective. If you're in a small city, you might not need to use it. You might just get the matches you can. You won't get as many, but a lot of the girls are more likely to meet up because they've already gone through the options in their city because it's so small and they're more happy to meet you. So I'm going to say if the city is smaller than 100,000, it's not very good. If the city is between 100 and 500,000, then you're going to get a lot of matches from Tinder Gold organically. If the city is bigger than 1 million or 2 million, then use the boosts. Always use the likes that you have automatically anyway. I wouldn't ever recommend buying heaps of likes. I would just recommend to buy more boosts, honestly. But yeah, that's what I noticed in different cities. So the best cities to use Tinder in are, as a white guy, in Asia or Mexico or somewhere like that, or to a lesser extent Eastern Europe would be really good, somewhere where girls aren't satisfied with the men in their country, and that would be Asia, Bangkok, you know, South America. Bangkok is a massive advantage for Tinder, I'm not gonna fucking lie. I know though, when I go to a bigger city that's like Sydney or whatever, I'm still going to have an advantage. Now that I've optimized my Tinder profile in a city where I have so much data available, I know that's going to give me a huge advantage elsewhere. So places also like Singapore are very good. Not as good as Bangkok. So let's just talk about here. Bangkok is probably like the best for Tinder, and cities similar to it, like Asian cities similar to it. Then Singapore is on a little bit of a low level. Then you have Eastern European cities that are also very good, and South American cities. And then on a low level, you have all the Western cities like, you know, New York, Sydney, London, and then you have all the small cities lower than that. So you have really small cities that are always lower than the bigger cities. And then you have, you know, the really small country towns in like Australia that just forget about it. That's how you can expect it to work in different cities. Make use of it. When you're going on a holiday to a big city, please make use of your Tinder. What it would do for you, amazingly enough, is you'll get your ladies from Cold Approach, right? That's what I used to think. Why would I use Tinder if I can get them from Cold Approach? Cold Approach is better. I learned game from Cold Approach. That's what game is. But there's this thing called abundance in game. The more women you have in your life, the more likely when you go meet a model at the club, she's going to be more interested in you because you have that freedom from outcome. You don't care what she thinks. You don't judge yourself, and you're more likely to take the action you need to take to get laid with her if you have that abundance. And you can get that abundance off of Tinder if you're in the right city. So why not get the much as abundance as you can while you can, so then you can get the best results anyway. You get the best results off of Tinder, you get the best results from Cold Approach, and it's self-fulfilling. It keeps going up and up and up. It never stops, because the more you realize you can do whatever you want, the more you don't care what other people think of you. If a hot girl is rejecting you in the club and you know you can just go on Tinder and spend 10 minutes and get laid, you're really not going to care if she rejects you. And that's seriously how crazy it got for me here in Bangkok. In Thailand, it got so insane that I knew if I spent 30 minutes maximum, I could get laid with a really hot girl, and I would have literally 5 different girls I could choose from. I could even, if I really put my whole day's effort to it, I could get laid 4 times a day. Every single fucking day, and I would only have to spend maybe $5 a day to do that. And that's meaningless. That amount of money for a lay is nothing, because when you buy a girl a drink, it's so much more expensive, right? So now let's talk about the texting. How to text the girl. Now, on Tinder, that is, because it's different from texting from cold approach. On cold approach, when you text her, you have to be interesting, you have to be funny, you have to captivate her, you have to remind her who you are. When a girl's on Tinder, she's there to meet you. When she likes you, she already likes you. You have that advantage straight away. Now, that doesn't mean you're going to meet her, doesn't mean you're going to get her, you can always fuck it up. So this is the biggest problem I had, and so many people have with Tinder. How do I text a girl? What do I say? Like, how do I game her? What's the best line to use on Tinder? You already fucked it up. Do not use a line on Tinder. Do not copy and paste messages. Do not do that shit. It doesn't work very well. It's very ineffective. Using text game on Tinder is actually really crap. All you have to do, and listen to me here, and you're not going to believe me at first. I wouldn't even believe me if I told this to myself before. You need to be chill. You need to be chill. That's it. I know you don't believe me, I don't even believe me, but it is the case, and the results show it. So the best way to text a girl on Tinder, literally, is to, maybe you can do yourself a favor if you can't be bothered, you don't have to, is to read the girl's profile and to have an idea of who she is before you text her. If you can't, sending her a message like, hey, how are you, what's up, hey cutie, that kind of thing is fine. Something really short, as if you really don't care. And if you want to be, more interesting, a little bit more interesting, don't overdo it. Don't write out a huge essay. Don't copy and paste like a, hey, I just had this coffee that reminded me of you. Don't send her a gamey text like, hey, I just saw you on TV. That's something I used to say on Tinder. It's stupid because the response, the girl's going to say, what do you mean? What did you just see? And then you need another response, and it turns into this game. If you try to text game the girl, you turn it into a game. Now it's just a back and forth game, and it's not real. So you have to make it real, be normal. So you can just start with, hey, how are you? If the girl is German or Russian or whatever, if you know any words in the language, you can just say a sentence in that language, and the girl will be like, oh, cool, some of my language. That's really, it's really interesting. There's not many people that know that, It automatically does something for you, but don't try to game her. So, a basic text conversation for me on Tinder is literally this. Hey, cutie. The girl replies with, hey. I say, hey, how are you? She says, I'm good. And I'm like, I'm new here. How long have you been here for? She says, oh, I've been here for this long. I'm like, oh, cool. Do you use XXX? And this is the important part. When the girl starts answering your questions and asking you questions, it's time to move off the app ASAP, quick. And in Asia, the best ways to get off the app is to use Line, WhatsApp, or WeChat, or something like that. If you're in a Western country, maybe WhatsApp or Facebook Messenger is fine, or Viber if you're in Eastern Europe. And why you need to move off it as quick as possible is because when the girl's on Tinder, she might be bombarded with messages. She might not check it very often. She might check it once a day. She might delete it the next day and you never have a chance of seeing her again. So the best thing you can do is get her on an app which she checks all the time, and as soon as she gets a notification, she's going to check it. So what you do when you change the app there is you put yourself in front of all the other guys on Tinder that are like thinking, how do I get the girl's number? How do I game her? How do I wait for the perfect opportunity to get her number? And by the time they've found the perfect opportunity to get a number, you've already organized the date. That's what we want. So I've already got the girl. By the time that guy's texted her and gamed her on Tinder, I already have her other contact detail, and she's going to see, even if his text game's better than mine, even if it's amazing, here's the best text game, she's not going to see it because he's still on Tinder and I'm on the app she actually checks. So it doesn't even matter. So I'm on the app she checks. And now I know she's talking back with me. She's asked a few questions. I just find out when she's free. Hey, how long have you been here for? Blah, blah, blah. She answers my question. If she's staying in the city you're in right now for a very short amount of time, get her on a date ASAP. Say, hey, I want to meet up with you. I know you're not here for long, so just hang out, quick. Let's hang out while we have the chance. Just tell her. If she's here for a while, find out when she's free. Find out when she is more free in the evening. Because if you meet up with a girl for 1 hour and she has to do something immediately after, you're not going to have sex with her. So be smart, screen. Figure out what's the best situation you can make for it to happen. What's the best day for her? Does she have the morning free? Find out that information. If it's all good, say, hey, let's meet up. The girl's like, yes, cool, let's meet up. Then you suggest a time, and the girl will either say yes or no, and then you suggest another time. Often on Tinder, I find it's very straightforward, very straightforward to make the dates. And even if a girl flakes on you, does something weird, you have so many other options if you're using the features like Boost and Tinder Gold. You're going to have like maybe 20 girls that want to meet up with you, and you're the one that ends up flaking on them and saying, hey, I can't meet up today, because you have so many options going on. You want to pick the hottest one, you want to pick the best one, you want to pick the most attractive one that's more likely to be DTF, so you flake on the rest. And one that does is, even if that goes bad, you can go meet the next girl. So this brings me to another story. I remember when I was in Singapore, I was getting a lot of matches on Tinder, but there was this pretty attractive girl I went and met up with, and she was being really difficult. And the other thing is, she kind of catfished me. She was way fatter than I thought. She looked skinny in the pictures, but she was fat when I met her. And this was unbelievable. And not only that, she was acting like a bitch, and she was talking about other guys, and she was saying, we're not going to have sex. And I was thinking, I don't want to have sex with you, you're fat. So what I did was, when I was with her, I was texting other girls on Tinder, and she was like, what are you doing? Why are you on your phone? And then she started getting more interested. Well, what I ultimately ended up doing is I just sat down with her for about 10 minutes, and while I was with her, I just found another girl that was interested going on a date that was actually a lot hotter. I said, anyway, I got to go now. I got in a taxi and I went and met the other girl. This is the abundance Tinder can give you. If you have a crappy date, don't worry, you can get the next one. If a girl flakes you, don't worry, there's so many more. It's the same as cold approach, really. This is the abundance you can get from Tinder that's unbelievable. And it can help you with your cold approach, because when you're going out with this mentality in cold approach and you're trying to get a same night lay or same day lay, do you think this is going to help you, knowing that you don't need that girl? You don't need her to get sex. She no longer has that power of sex over you, because you can get it from any girl you want. Off of Tinder, that is. Now you can literally just get to know her and relax and have a good time. Do you know what I fucking mean? This is the abundance you need. It really helps. It's not, I mean, you don't need it, but it does help. Now, let's talk about something a bit more boring, but it is an issue sometimes. When you've had your Tinder profile for a while, especially in one city, you'll find that Tinder has liked you with all these girls. Now, on my Tinder profile, I've only had it for about a month. I have over 1,000 matches. Just to give you an insight, over 1,000 matches in a month. And I'm very picky with my matches. I don't just match with any girl, I match with hot ones. So you can imagine I have so many fucking options in a month. It's unbelievable. At the moment, I'm staying with my girlfriend, and I'm using Tinder, and girls are asking me to come meet them. And I'm considering leaving my girlfriend when I'm asleep, when she's asleep, to go meet these girls, but I haven't done it because I can't really do that to her. And I want to experience this whole girlfriend thing, but I can see the insane things you can do with Tinder. It's unbelievable. What I was getting with this is, when you start to be in a city for a long period of time, you've gone through so many girls have seen your profile and liked or not liked it, you won't come up again. You only come up once for a girl. So after you've gone through 50% of the girls, you only have the effectiveness is halved. So when you start to get to a very high amount of the girls in that city, especially if it's a smaller city where there's not much of a turnaround, there's not new girls coming in, you've gone through all the girls already, what you need to do is reset your Tinder profile. So what you have to do is you delete your profile, you reinstall it, you put your pictures back up, you rewrite your description, but you still have the paid services. You still have your gold. I think you might lose your boost and your super likes, but you still have your Tinder gold. So use your boost and your super likes before you delete it, and use it as much as you possibly can. Milk your matches as much as you possibly can. When the features start not working as well because you don't have as many new matches coming in because you've gone through them already, delete and reset and restart again. So then the girls you've already liked and the girls who've already disliked you can go through again, and you can have a second chance. And you might try different pictures. And this is way more important in small cities. In bigger cities, it's still kind of important with the girls that live there, but the new girls coming in, it will never be an issue. So what I found with this is, when I was in Bangkok, when I first started using Tinder, that my first day on Tinder, I got laid with 2 white girls on the first day of using Tinder. Both were Finnish, one was a model. This was unbelievable. I was like, if this is the standard of Tinder, I cannot believe it. And I put like no effort into it. That was off of 1 boost. And I only matched with 2 white girls on that boost, and I had sex with both of them in that day. That's at a really high fucking standard. But then it actually was like that. It was literally like that. But what you'll find after a while is, after you start using Tinder and Tinder more and more, you'll have to start buying more and more boosts and more and more super likes to get to what you got a month ago or 2 months ago. And you'll only get back to the standard you did at the start until you reset it, because you won't be able to get the matches you did before because you've already gone through them. So that's my advice for that. If you find that your Tinder profile is not going as well and you've been in the same city for too long, reset your Tinder profile. Let's talk about the dates and the sex itself from Tinder. Now, when you're going for a date on Tinder, you can do it off the app, or you can do it off of another app after you transfer, like Line or Messenger or phone number, or WhatsApp. which I suggest you do, because if you do it off of Tinder, the girl feels like she doesn't know you very well, and she's more likely to flake you. If a girl agrees to a date off of Tinder, she's agreeing to going on a date with someone she doesn't know essentially, because it's Tinder. If she agrees to going on a date with someone from an app like Messenger or phone number, it's more familiar, and she feels worse about the idea of rejecting you. If she flakes you, she feels worse about that because now she's a bad person. If she flakes you on Tinder, she's not a bad person, because to flake someone on Tinder is like she's just not a slut. But if she flakes someone on her phone, she's now kind of mean, she's now kind of doing the wrong thing. So what you want to do when you're getting the dates is, ideally, you can do it on Tinder if you want, if you're lazy. I don't recommend it, but I want you to do it on the other app that you get off of the Tinder. And then, it depends on the girl. With Tinder, you can literally, as soon as you match a girl, you can find out what she's doing immediately. If she's free, go on the date. If she's not, organize a different day. But you're going to have so many matches, you will definitely have girls that are free immediately if you're using the features like Tinder Boost and super likes as much as you possibly can, and you're optimizing your pictures and you're making yourself look good with your photography. You'll be getting enough likes to make that happen. You just need to create that funnel off of Tinder onto the other apps where you can take the girls on the dates. So now you've managed to get a bunch of girls that will come on dates with you. Pick the ones you like the most, pick the hottest ones that are more likely to maybe sleep with you. Now what you have to do is invite them to a location near you. Now this is where this is useful. When you're on Tinder, it tells you how far you're away from the girl in kilometers. Go for the girls that are closer first. Don't go for the girls that are 1,000 kilometers away because they're in a different city. Don't prioritize the girls that are more than 50 kilometers away. Never do that. Only if they're so hot and you don't have any other options. But prioritize the girls closer to you. Now what you want to do is you want to be living close to somewhere big where you can meet up. So in Bangkok, I was living next to the biggest shopping mall in Bangkok, very close, and any girl would meet you there. There's just 2 different train networks that go there, and this can be replicated in any city. Make sure your logistics are somewhere where the girl can get. Now that you've done that, the girls are coming on dates with you. Get one drink with the girl, spend maximum 1 or 2 hours of her getting the drink, and then go straight back to your hotel. Now don't think about if the girl's going to say no or not, just do it. Just say, we're going to go to another place, we're going to relax a bit more, and just go for it. And don't think about what's going to happen next. She's going to say no, this is going to be weird, because you're going to have so many more opportunities to figure that out for yourself. You need to just do it and you'll figure it out. Because if this doesn't work, you have another one. It's Tinder. You have an unlimited supply, basically. So don't worry about it not working, but this is the idea I want you to do. You get the girl on the date that's really close to your house, you have a drink with her, now she's had a drink, she's probably, more likely to be a bit more intimate with you, you're more familiar with each other, you take her home, and she doesn't come in, she does come in. She's probably more likely to come in than you'd think, because she's come and met you on Tinder. Some girls refuse to have sex with guys on Tinder. Some girls at the door will say, I'm not coming in. But what you need to do is do the game techniques I've taught you in other videos. Now this is a Tinder video, this is not like a cold approach game technique video. You can try it 4 times, you can be persistent, you can reassure her that you're not going to try to do anything, and then in the end, when the girl gets turned on and she's relaxed around you, something can happen. But this is not necessarily Tinder itself, that's kind of game. So Tinder doesn't teach you game. That's the problem with Tinder. It doesn't necessarily teach you how to cold approach. It doesn't teach you how to have a good game. It just gives you a funnel. It gives you a funnel you can pay for or get for free. You put effort into it, you get results from it. The same with cold approach. You see the girl on the street, you do it. With Tinder, you have the luxury of doing it from your hotel room. You have the luxury of substituting cold approaches for money with Tinder Gold and Boost, which is nice. If you have a bit of money and you don't want to do cold approach, you can substitute the cold approaching for money. That's a good thing about Tinder. The only problem is you don't know what the girl really looks like. I mean, you have a pretty good idea of the pictures. You can see her Instagram. That's something else you want to do. If you think the girl's going to catfish you, you think she's faking you, you think the girl's not real, you think she's looking for something, ask her on Facebook, ask her on Instagram, then you know she's a real person. Because when you're on Tinder, there's a lot of girls that are prostitutes. There are a lot of girls that are fake. There are a lot of girls that want to scam you. There's a lot of girls that don't want to have sex with you. There's a lot of girls that are weird. You want to ask for the Instagram, you want to ask for the Facebook, that gives you a good idea about that person. Now you're going to know more about them. That's something you can do to help you with that. Now, with a date, it's pretty much just a date from cold approach. A little bit different, but it's more or less the same. And what I found with the dates is I would have sex with maybe 70% of them. I would take about 85% of them home. So most of them I'll take home. Only a few refuse to come. There was a few that I ditched because they were just not who they seemed. They lied, they catfished me, or they were just weird when I met up with them. But for the most part, it was fine. And then when I got to go home, for the most part, they would have sex with me. Sometimes it would be like I'm on my period, just normal shit you would experience in life. But it was pretty high, to be honest. And on Tinder, it's probably higher because a girl is already kind of up for it if you screened it properly. Now let's talk about the screening. How do you screen the girls on Tinder? You want to find out if the girl is kind of down and if she's she's down for the idea of hooking up or whatever. So what I tend to do is I tend to screen a little bit on Tinder and then screen a little bit on the date. So when I'm on Tinder, I tend to like, when I have more of abundance with girls, I have heaps of girls in the funnel, I start to throw out more flirtatious shit. So when I'm sending the messages, I blow them kisses with the messages, I blow them lovey eyes, and if that doesn't weird them out, they're probably more DTF. I don't want to ask them directly if they want to have sex or say anything too crazy, because that's actually going to scare them off. You just want to be kind of safe with how sexual on Tinder and the apps, because you haven't met them yet. You don't know how they respond. Just get the idea that they're not that kind of girl that's like, oh, I'll never have sex with anyone. Like, you don't want that kind of girl. You just want to have a girl that's pretty open-minded. You're going to have a pretty good idea if you just send them sexy emojis and shit and say, you know, you send them love hearts and fucking kissy faces and shit. And when you meet up with them, this is a good question to ask on the date. Have you ever fucked a guy from Tinder? That's a question you can ask. When you immediately meet up with a girl on Tinder, you want to know, is the next 2 hours going to be good or not? Now, most of the time it will be if you're smart, but you don't want to be spending 5 hours with a girl and nothing happening. So you want to throw out like very sexually obvious things, like, Jesus, you're a lot sexier than I thought you were going to be. Shit like that. Saying that when you first meet her, gauging the hug when you first meet her to see if she's down, then you know pretty soon if you should run off or not. So this brings me to an example. I was with this really hot Russian girl on a date, and she wouldn't let me touch her, she wouldn't let me do anything. And I started thinking in my mind, I have all these other girls wanting to meet me. At that current time, there was a girl just as hot as her that was literally waiting around the corner for me, 2 minutes away, waiting for me to go on a date with her as well. And this is what you can do on Tinder. You can make multiple dates, different venues around each other. If one goes bad, you just go meet the other one. You can like 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour, 1 hour kind of thing with the dates, or you can do it at the same time, get a gist of this first girl for 5 minutes. If you really don't think she's good, you go for the next one. Now, this is kind of what I did with this one. And this girl was Russian, right? And I was being handsy, she wouldn't like it, she just wasn't having anything. And then I remember she went to the toilet, I was saying to my cameraman, because this is all an infield, I think I'm going to leave now and just go meet the other girl, because fuck this shit. And she was coming out of the toilet as she heard me saying it, and then she was like, are you running away from me? I'm like, oh no, I'm not. I'm thinking about just running away from this girl and meeting the other girl, because I don't want to ditch her unless I just run away. I'm thinking about this. Okay. Okay.
Are you running away? Scan my fingerprint only
it does
in Russian.
And then all of a sudden, she was keen. Which is actually kind of funny, because it shows me a lesson. When you do a takeaway, when you're ready to leave the girl, it's more like an all or nothing kind of thing, and she all of a sudden becomes more keen. So when you show the girl you're willing to walk away from a Tinder date, she might all of a sudden become DTF. So that same girl started kissing me now, and I took her home, and I have that infield. And then as soon as that girl left, there was another girl waiting for me for more than 3 hours. For literally more than 3 hours. And as soon as that girl left, I met with the other girl, and she came straight up to my hotel room immediately. And then I had sex with her too. And this was from Tinder. This is the extreme power of Tinder. Now, I'm not going to say you're going to get these results, because some cities are different and no one has the beautiful looks like I do. You know, not everyone's a model like I am, you know. Obviously, I'm fucking kidding. I'm not a fucking model. I don't even look that good. I just make myself look good enough on my pictures, and I'm smart enough to go to the cities where it works, and I use the proper features. That's how you can most effectively use your time. At all times when I'm using Tinder and I'm going about my life, I'm like, am I wasting my time here? I thought I might have been wasting my time, and then that actually gave her a bit of scarcity, and she decided to go a bit quicker. If that wasn't going to happen, I was willing to walk away and just go to the next girl. Always be willing to walk away on Tinder. Always be willing, mate, don't waste your time on a girl that's going to do nothing, because there are girls that would just want a relationship off Tinder and they'll never have sex with you until like the 10th date. That's a fucking waste of time. That's not what we're going to use Tinder for, okay guys? If you're going to get in a relationship, it's the girl that's sexually free. It's the girl you want to be with. It's not the girl that tries to use sex as power against you. That's horrible. Never go with a girl like that. Never. Ditch them girls as fast as you can and just go with a girl, because even if this girl's hot, there's going to be a girl just as hot as her that's as DTF. Well, there's going to be even a hotter DTF girl, so why are you wasting your time with this fucking girl when you can get them so easy on Tinder? Sometimes, and actually a lot of the time on Tinder, you can get the girl to come straight over to your house. Now these are the things you've got to watch out for. You've got to watch out for prostitutes and scams. You've got to know the girl's hot. So when you do invite a girl over, if you want to go for that rather than meeting a girl at a venue, what you need to do is you need to video call her, or at least call her. If you called her for at least 10 minutes, minutes, I've done a video call. She knows your face, she knows what she looks like. If she's horny, she's DTF. That's all she needs to know. She needs to know you're real, she needs to know you're hot. All you need to know is she's hot and she's real. You've done the video call, you've seen it. Now you're on the video call, you can literally say on the video call, hey, why don't you come over? And the girl might just do it. Let's say she's XXX as likely to come over. If you do it over video call, she's 10 times more likely to come over. So if you want to bring girls straight over to your house, start calling them and video calling them. Make sure you look fucking good for the camera. Make sure there's good lighting on your face when you do the video call, and you're gonna get way more girls coming over. You just need to have the balls to ask. You have to be comfortable talking to her on the phone. You got to be kind of a little bit sexual on the phone, but not too much. And then you just got to invite her over. If she says, "Oh, is it because you want to have sex?" Be like, "No, we're just gonna hang out. We're just gonna hang out." You know, and that makes it okay. Whenever a girl kind of brings up that sex object, that thing about sex, you can say, "You know, I really like having sex, but that doesn't mean I need to have sex from you. If we do have sex, that's fucking amazing. But I'm not expecting it to happen. I just want to hang out. I'm bored." And you look like someone that I would like spending time with. This is a key thing. Why do you want to hang out with me? What do you want from me? Girls always say this. I think it would be interesting to spend time with you. I just want to get to know you better. That's the answer, not sex, okay? That would just happen. Anyway, guys, I hope you got something from this video. This is not the video I ever imagined I would do, but due to a recent change in things, you know, maybe having 30 more, actually more than that, 40 or more lays in Tinder in a month changed my mind from this. And that's not counting the lays I got from Cold Approach either. Like day game, I got even more. It's just been intense. There were some days on Tinder where I had 3 lays in a day. There were some days on Tinder where, you know, I had a girl waiting downstairs for me while I was banging another girl. It's insane. So I suggest you guys at least try Tinder, try the paid features, try all the things I've talked about. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you got something out of it. If you did, please thumbs up the video. Please comment below and subscribe to the channel if you wish.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed the Tinder video. Awesome content. If you watch till the end, guys, you know that this is going to have a deep impact on your dating life like it did on mine. Brad's Tinder guide specifically helped me get thousands of matches on Tinder. He knows a lot about what he's talking about, and we are releasing an online course called Online Seduction about online dating in July. But anyway, guys, if you do want to check out Brad, go to his channel right now.
Click the card right here or the end screen element right here.
Go to the link in the description.
But you can
go
put an
pin
element
comment,
right here.
or just search up Day Game Seduction, or search up Bradicus, and
No,
you'll
you don't
find
need to
him.
do that. You can put an element right here.
Okay, I'll try to do that. And we'll see you guys on Brad's channel. Me and Brad do tons of collabs. If you want to see more of me as well, I'm on his channel, a ton of videos. So we'll see you guys there.
Peace.